Jump Video Games is expanding. We are moving our store to a brand new location that is double our current size. I literally feel like I've been punched in the stomach. Like, this is almost the worst possible news we could have about moving our store to our new spot. As of right now, it's business as usual here at Double Jump. We are not moving to our new store, at least not anytime soon. Of course, when we do have an update, we will let you guys know.
What up, peeps? Welcome to the new Pink Gorilla.
Thank you guys so much. A lot of you have supported us over the years.
Here I stand today in this, let's say, cosmetically challenged building. And you guessed it, folks, it's gonna be a video game store.
We're going to look at a convention event center. Why are we doing that, Michael?
Because we're going to host our very own nostalgia-based convention, baby.
Now, it's our turn. Well, this took a little bit longer than expected, huh? And nobody has been more frustrated than myself and the owner of the building. This has not been a fun process, but we are finally nearing the finish line, and I cannot wait to get in here. And I'm sure you guys have a ton of questions about why did this take so long? What exactly happened? Where's it at now? How much longer do we have to wait? All this kind of stuff. And trust me, you will get answers to those questions in this video. For anyone that is new here, my name is Cooper, and along with my girlfriend Abby, we own a video game store called Double Jump Video Games, located right here in Vancouver, Washington. We've had the store for 7 years, and we're finally ready to expand, and we're moving into this brand new space, which is a little over double our current size. There are tons of game stores that post on YouTube now, but I've been posting on this channel for 15 years, and almost half of that time has been all about the store. So if you're into retro game store content, please consider subscribing. So before we get into what's new and what's happening right now, let's go back and start at the beginning of where this all started. So we originally opened our store August 18th of 2018. We've been at our current location the whole time. It's been almost 7 years now. Like, really close to 7 years. We only got a couple days. And in October of 2023, Abby and I began looking at new spaces to potentially move our store. And we didn't necessarily want to. We were kind of just like, it's fun to look. But if we found the perfect spot, we were willing to move forward and try to make something happen. And we looked at a few different spots. We looked at an old Blockbuster location, which we did film. And unfortunately, that one just wasn't going to work out. And then we found this place, which is nearly perfect. And that was in October of 2023. We made an announcement video on this channel on January 10th of 2024, where we showed this spot for the first time when it was completely filled with hallways and offices. And in that video, I said that the day before we had signed the lease. So January 9th of 2024, we officially signed the lease for this spot. We were supposed to have keys and be able to start moving our stuff in on April 1st of 2024. So there was going to be a couple months of renovations and all of that. And at some point, everything came to a screeching halt. We were all basically blindsided by this. Everyone thought, you know, there's no issues here. Everything's going to go off without a hitch. And then something like this happens. And according to the realtor, this is a very rare thing to happen. So we're just like extremely unfortunate. And that's just where we are right now. The issue that we had run into was that the building was not zoned properly. And for whatever reason, there could not be more than 30% of this property being used as retail. And for the 30 years that the building had been here before that, it had never been a problem. And there have been other retail stores here. They've just always been underneath that 30% margin. So when we took this 4,050 square foot space it actually put us just over that 30% threshold, which was completely unexpected, and it obviously caused a massive delay. And the owner of the building, super, super awesome guy, he had his lawyers fighting the city for a year and a half to try to get the rezoning pushed through, to get us an exception to move in and operate early, all of this different stuff. And finally, they were successful. And even though we already had a signed lease, the landlord has not asked us to pay a single penny towards anything. All of the renovations that have been done, all the work that has been done, he has covered 100%. Because not only is he a really, really awesome person, but we also have signed a pretty long lease, a little bit longer than normal, to secure his financial return, right? So he's been willing to put in that work, and work has begun again. This building sat empty for a year and a half with nothing being done other than us moving some stuff in and out every now and then and just using it as storage. But things have finally started to move again, and now we are actually only a couple months from being able to move in. In addition to the owner of the property and his lawyer working on this, we also had a city council member on our side, and she just so happened to be a customer of ours. So shout out to Kim for pushing things along as well. It has been so hard over the past few months to keep this under wraps and to not talk about it on YouTube, because we didn't want the same situation that happened last time where we announce we're moving and then something out of our control happens and we look stupid because it gets pushed back. It's not happening this time. We do have paperwork from the city. Everything is official and it's moving forward. But yeah, things started up again a few months ago. And like I said, it's just been so hard to keep it secret. Bobby and I were actually in here a couple months ago, getting all of our stuff out of here, as you can see, minus the refrigerator, and putting them into 3 pods that are now in the parking lot. That's all of our glass cases, the arcade cabinets, the kiosks, the slat wall, everything else that was big and bulky that we couldn't store at our current spot or in our storage unit. It had to come here. So that's all waiting out there. And as soon as renovations in here are done, we're gonna start moving in. Previously, we had shown that all of the hallways and offices had been torn down. These walls over here had been built. The little 3-foot walls to enclose the Blockbuster section had been built, and all sorts of stuff. But things have definitely progressed far beyond that in the past few months. Number one, they finished raising the front half of the ceiling over here by a foot. You can see this little partial wall that was framed out. That was also done. So the front half is 10 feet. The back half is 9 feet. This front half ceiling, this side was originally 10 feet, but that side was not. So they were able to raise the rest for us. They have also been framing in all sorts of windows and doorways and all sorts of different stuff that needs to be done. HVAC, sprinkler guys, the gas line people, electricians, and plumbers have all been in here working on everything. So most of that is done. Right now, all we are waiting on is the electrical permit, which I think that they basically already have done. They're just waiting for the actual paper. And then once that is done, they are going to finish the ceiling grid. Well, the grid's in place. The ceiling panels need to be put in. As you can see, we have outlets, we have sprinklers, we have vents for the air, we have cameras, we have everything that we need done. So it's just the rest of the ceiling tiles that need to be put in. After that, they're going to do drywall. Or maybe they'll do drywall first, I don't know. But the drywall is gonna come in, they're gonna patch up all the stuff, all of this. And then once that is done, they are going to do painting. Painting is the second to last thing that happens because we have carpet. Yes, we are going from like fake hardwood floors at our current store to carpet. Sounds like a crazy idea, but you get these little squares, and if something spills or something happens, you just take up one little square and replace it. So it's not a big deal. And I think it's going to help a lot with echo, but also it's just gonna make the store feel a little bit more comfortable. Once the flooring is done, things are going to move insanely quickly. So make sure you're following all of our social media stuff, Twitch, YouTube, all that kind of stuff, because it's gonna move so fast. We're hoping to only have to be closed a couple weeks to do the move, because before we close, I'm gonna be in here every single day working on stuff. So before we ever close our current location, this spot will be basically ready to go. All of our countertops, our glass cases, our shelving, our shipping area, the refrigerators, everything is going to be in place and ready to go before we ever close the current spot. And once we do close, then we'll move all that stuff over, and I'm hoping that process only takes a couple weeks at most. I do not have an official grand opening date for you guys yet. And I know that we have a lot of people that are not local who want to make travel plans and want to come out for it. I highly encourage you guys to do so. It's going to be an insane event, but I don't have a date for you guys yet. I will give you one as soon as I have it, so please make sure you're following all of our social media. You will not be able to miss it if you're following, because we will make it known. As soon as we have that grand opening date, you guys will hear about it. So let me give you guys a quick tour of what the store is going to look like. So when you enter through these front doors, directly to your left is going to be the Pokemon Center. And we are going all out for this thing, and I'm so excited. But basically from the door here all the way over to the corner, you'll have shelving, glass cases, maybe plushies, whatever it is. There'll be more glass cases and stuff on this wall. And then right here, we're going to have a 6-foot countertop glass case coming out, which will have more Pokemon stuff. Possibly in the center, maybe a like circular dump bin with other plushies or toys or whatever it is. But for the most part, all of our Pokemon stuff will be in this area of the store. And then directly to the right of the entrance, this is going to be the section where we have the arcade machines, maybe any pinball machines we get, and then on this wall here, built-in kiosks to play all sorts of video games. The machines we have, some of them will not be for sale, but some of them also will be. We'll replace them as they sell with new stuff, and they will all be on free play. You guys are right here at the front door. So when you enter, going down the entire left side of the store here, starting about here and going down this way, this will be our counters. So glass cases and all that. The checkout counter is going to be right here. So if you're buying something, come here, then you leave. There will be some gaps for us to get in and out of the back, but basically countertops going all the way down. Right here, this is going to be another area. This is where we do trade-in. So there'll be computers here and down there. And then this back kind of corner here, this is going to be the testing and cleaning section. So when we're doing trade-ins, that's where all the stuff gets processed before it goes into the back. With the countertops behind the camera there, and this being the right side of the store when you enter, we have the arcade stuff there. And then this section is where these gigantic refrigerators are going to be. I think we have to move the drinking fountain, so it's actually going to be here. So if you come in here, you can get some water, but we're gonna have these giant refrigerators to have all of our beverages, lots of Japanese import stuff. And then right here, it's a little hard to see, but this is going to be the area where we have all of the really expensive, rare promo type stuff. There's going to be a glass case here, and then shelves on the wall back here. And a lot of game stores do not sell signage. They do not sell their neon signs or their standees or whatever it is. And we have a lot of that kind of stuff that's not for sale either. But I have been saving up duplicates for the grand opening. So if you collect signage, we will have a bunch of stuff that you might be interested in. And directly next to that, we have the Blockbuster section. This is one spot in the store that people seem to be the most excited about, because Blockbuster was a huge part of a lot of people's childhoods, going there and renting video games, renting movies, going with your family, stuff like that. And there is one Blockbuster left. It's in Bend, Oregon. It's a few hours from here. And we're not doing rentals. This isn't going to be a replica of a Blockbuster. This is just the section where we're going to have all of our movies and our music available for sale. Blockbuster never even carried music, but it just kind of all fits together. So when you come in here, there will be some sort of aisle or double-sided, shelving in here. There'll be glass cases on the wall. All of the CRTs that we have for sale will be in here. We're also going to be carrying more VCRs, DVD players, Walkmans, iPods, vintage headphones, boom boxes, all sorts of cool stuff that'll all kind of fit in this Blockbuster section. Oh, and when you walk in through this opening here, the Blockbuster sign that we have at the store right now is going to be mounted from the ceiling and lit up. So when you walk under that, you are being transported back to Blockbuster. The aisles for the store will be running this way. So when we are at the counters, we can see down all of the aisles, and there's going to be a ton of them. This spot is huge, and it's going to allow us to have almost one console per aisle, which is crazy. Along the far wall is going to be NES, Super, and 64. The first aisle will be GameCube, the next one will be Wii and Wii U, and then we'll have Switch, we'll have an entire aisle for Nintendo handheld stuff, and so on. As you get closer to the door, we'll finish off with like the toy stuff and, you know, the miscellaneous video game stuff like the Sega stuff, the Atari stuff, TurboGrafx, N-Gage, all of that. And trust me, we have a ton of really weird, obscure, rare stuff that we've been saving for the new store. So not only is it going to be a huge visual change, the store is way bigger, but we're gonna have the inventory to match. So without going over every single detail, it's kind of all there is to show you guys. We have the back room here, which is where we're going to do shipping and have storage and all that. We have a little closet that has been built for our resurfacing machine. We also have bathrooms and a kitchen, which is the break room. You can see that in the previous videos where we kind of showed this space off, but for the most part, that's pretty much it. And I am beyond excited to get working on this, and I hope you guys are super excited as well, because not only is the store going to be incredible, it's going to be amazing, we're gonna have some really, really awesome content for you guys coming very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. If everything goes according to plan, and trust me, I do not think that it will, but if it does, we should be taking possession of this space and starting to move our stuff in mid-September. Now, like I said, I don't think that's going to happen. Nothing ever works how we want it to, of course. You guys have seen that over the past year and a half of this getting delayed. But if that does happen, or even if it takes a little bit longer, it puts us in kind of a tough situation because the Portland Retro Gaming Expo is in mid-October. And if we get in here September 15th, and it takes us 3 weeks to get ready to open, we'd be opening 1 week before PRGE. And that is very tough for a lot of people. I understand financially that can be hard. Having a retro game store grand opening one weekend and then the very next weekend going to the largest retro gaming convention, that's tough. I know we also have a lot of people that want to travel in who are not local, who want to come to the grand opening. The only silver lining I see is that if it does happen that way, if we open one weekend and then the next weekend is the show, maybe there are some people who are traveling in that can stay for the week and hit both. But we'll let you guys know as soon as we have a better idea of that. We're not going to open the same weekend as PRGE. That would be incredibly stupid. But I hope we can do it before. Because if we wait till after, a lot of local people probably have been saving up money all year for PRGE, and then they come to our grand opening and they've already spent their retro gaming budget. So it's gonna be a little bit tough. It'll be a tight fix, tight squeeze to get in there, but I am going to be working 24/7 as soon as I can start to get this place ready as fast as possible. I promise you that. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you for the years of support, the likes, the comments, everything. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. I'll see you guys next time.